Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Souls Intersect. I have your love and relationship reading for the rest of July and August, and it's my goal to look at both singles and couples, but above all, I'll follow the intuitive messages as they come to me, and hopefully those will reach many of you. I also did the general reading for July for Sagittarius, and I'll post the link to that in the description below. If you're interested in a private reading, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. All right, so as an overview, this is a really positive reading, and big shifts and changes and progressions and developments with the three major arcana. Also, okay, so what I'm seeing for you is that for a lot of you who have been single, I feel that you're moving towards the relationship that you have been wishing for, hoping for, and dreaming of. It feels like a lot of you are in a position where that is really coming to fruition for you. And for some of you, I feel that the waiting has been longer than you expected. So that's going to be different periods of time for different people, but regardless, I'm getting the feeling that it's longer than you expected. It's interesting that the fulfillment in this sense is coming up as the Ten of Pentacles, and as many of you know, that's more to do with the material or physical world, but it also comes up with some similar energy to the Ten of Cups, especially because there's usually a couple or family depicted on it, and so it really does bring in that family fulfillment energy. In this reading, especially because it's a love reading, I definitely am picking up on that aspect of it, the emotional fulfillment in terms of a relationship or family life. And I feel like it's coming up as the Pentacles because, especially in its relationship to this Devil card as well next to it, because I feel that possibly one of the challenges that you faced in past relationships has to do with some material or physical aspects. Also, in terms of just stability. So, emotions can be tied in too. So, it could be like some of you were in relationships that, because they felt physically or financially secure, could even be like the type of person that you were with made you feel more secure because of their occupation or their stature even. But it could be a financial thing. It could be that they were familiar in terms of just habits that made you feel more comfortable and secure. But the real challenge here is that, well, firstly, it feels like there's been a delay for some of you in finding a fulfilling relationship because you've been challenged to work through some of that stuff on your own. Creating your own stability, not seeking that in a relationship, and even just some emotional stuff too, like learning a little bit about attachment or how you attach. So even if you don't feel like it was an issue for you in the past that you were too attached, it could also be how you attached, what things you had in common. So if it wasn't a intense emotional issue, the attachment issue, it could very well have been that you shared some habits, like you drank too much together or you did a certain other habit together. It could even be that you shared similar hobbies, which isn't a bad thing, but it could be that was what it was based around. That's what your union was based around in a way that was too much. Like, so you're being asked to welcome in. It's not that you're being asked to welcome in someone who you don't share hobbies with, but that it just feels like a new paradigm for you. It doesn't have to be about anything physical. And I don't mean to imply that anyone is superficial or anything like that. It's just this part of this learning process for you. It's a really beautiful thing that you're reaching a period where you're being allowed to and supported in welcoming a new paradigm for relationships. the Sun card is really just highlighting the positivism in this reading, but also because it's kind of balanced with the Temperance card. Um, the Temperance card, I feel like, is referring to how long some of you have waited, but it's also looking at the fact that you may still be required to practice some of that patience. And I feel that the Sun card is balancing that out by saying that don't lose hope. Also, there may still be some of these issues to sort of work through, and that may be where some of your patience is tested, but to try to focus on the positive and to continue to have hope. Okay. First, those of you in relationships, I'm feeling kind of a similar energy that there's been a waiting around something, and it could be having children for some of you. So we don't have like the Empress card coming up or any of the Cups cards that necessarily indicate wanting to have kids. And I'm picking up adoption for some people actually. But also it could be that there's other alternative ways of having a child coming up too. But I'm definitely getting some messages about some fertility issues and some struggles with that, and that really testing your patience. And I'm almost seeing this Temperance person as checking things biological tests, even like taking your temperature and fertility stuff like that too. So I feel like that's speaking to someone, that there's been some fertility issues. I do feel like there's still hope. So for some of you that may be an issue, and you may be told that there isn't. And in that sense, that's where I'm getting some of that like alternative options kind of energy. But I do feel like that there's some hope for fertility for some of you. And I'm not a medical professional in any sense. I just like to say that. But it's just an energy that I'm picking up on. It does feel like there's something hopeful, even if it means something in terms of like looking at maybe adopting or something like that. And I know it's a very sensitive topic, but this is something that's coming through for me. I also feel that those of you who are in relationships, there may have been some old paradigms too that you're working through, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're leaving a current relationship, but that you're changing how things are handled in a certain way. So finances, and could be with the help of an influx of money from somewhere, whether it be an inheritance or something maturing or a sale of something, but something positive. The Devil card really feels like it's highlighting that inheritance part for me, and it feels like there may be some family issues coming into play with that too. But overall, it feels really positive. With each of these, it feels like there's some growth happening, things being taken to a new level, things being challenged from the past that have to do with how you bonded, or how physical or material things or patterns or habits played into either relationships, or even how you looked at having a family, how you looked at having children, or even how you handled money. And that there's a shift happening, and it's really taken some time to develop, but it's a positive new change that's coming in. In relationship to the money issue, I also feel like there could be something lingering that has to do with debt that is also taking time, but something that you're working through. And the Temperance is really highlighted for that. It's like it's something that's really tested your patience, and you may feel like even if you've only been kind of cracking away at this debt little by little, that the message to you is that there is still an impact, and to try to maintain your patience and to keep that up. So it seems a little strange that that's coming up in a relationship reading, but I do feel like that's speaking to couples more, and that it's something that has impacted the relationship on a certain level, and I feel like that's why it's coming through. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, please leave comments or email me. And again, the email address is soulsintersect@gmail.com. Thank you.